What's going on, everybody? Author Stephen Walton here. Got a new video for you about an article in the Washington Post coming straight at the Fandom Menace. Check this out. This article written by Bethany Lucia. The latest Star Wars film satisfies the right wing. Will the left start trolling? Whew. Don't expect a new Fandom Menace to emerge this time around. Whew, their politics. You know, these people, they only see politics and they have to inject it in. Everything has to be about Trump derangement syndrome with these people. Star Wars 9, The Rise of Skywalker, leaves theaters soon. Critical reception was middling. Box office receipts collapsed, ending below those of The Last Jedi and Rogue One. But right-wing trolling of the film was mild compared to the backlash against The Last Jedi. This latest movie avoided that ire by moving Star Wars politically right. What? So has Lucasfilm replaced the right-wing troll problem with the left-wing one? Probably not. Compared to the previous film, TROS slighted fans with less visibility in fandom media and fewer ways to monetize their criticisms. This is a person who's been following the Fandom Menace for a minute now, and if they had been paying attention, if they were actually unbiased, they would have seen that it has been people who lean extremely left who have been doing the trolling, including those running Disney Lucasfilm. Right-wing anger. Of course, everyone gets lumped into the right wing. I'm not right-wing. There's a lot of people in the Fandom Menace that aren't right-wing, but, we all get lumped in together because to extremists, everybody who is not them is what they perceive to be the opposite of what they are. After TLG, an online campaign took issue with the film's feminism, leftism, and diverse casting. This right-wing critique was so durable that it has a nickname, the Fandom Menace, which even Lucasfilm uses. Told you. Just two extremists. Like, they can't see anything beyond it. It had nothing to do. The only thing about the feminism that had anything to do with it was the extreme third-wave feminism, which is sexism, masquerading as equality. Anger at The Last Jedi became a business. Popular anti-TLJ videos on YouTube have millions of hits, translating to tens of thousands of dollars for their creators. Right-wing personalities sell Fandom Menace apparel. Entrepreneurs raised $50,000 in seed money for anti-TLJ comic book and almost $10,000 for a multi-volume history of the Fandom Menace. Yay! Somebody noticed me. Who is this film for? Many observers see TROS as an apology to TLJ haters. Of the 53 TROS reviews by top critics archived on Rotten Tomatoes as of January 15th, 44 described the movie as a reversal intended to win over the fans that dislike TLJ. Well, The Last Jedi was a cinematic middle finger to the entire fandom. There are some people in the Fandom Menace that like TLJ. Do your effing research, Washington Post. TROS invites the perception that it is made with conservative, white, and male audiences in mind. After suggesting that there would be a same-sex relationship in TROS, filmmakers including two women kissing in the background of a scene, a moment easily censored by overseas markets. TROS nearly eliminated the character Rose Tico, played by Asian-American actress Kelly Marie Tran, who was the focal point for right-wing hate after her large role in TLJ. Fake news. People didn't like Rose Tico. Nobody has a problem with Kelly Marie Tran. This is why people like you, Washington Post, get labeled fake news. One critic illustrated all this with a list of TROS moments that undermine TLJ's commitment to diversity. For example, TROS explains that certain feats by women in TLJ were only possible because of help from men or sheer luck. The only people injecting identity politics, extremist political rhetoric are the far leftists. It's so bad that even people on the left don't like a lot of these movies, don't like a lot of the themes, and don't like a lot of the characters because it's so extreme. I don't even know what this person is talking about. But despite all of this, a left-wing trolling campaign against TROS is unlikely. Fandom politics and the nature of the internet media will probably curb the anti-TROS backlash. No, there hasn't been death threats from Raylos and far lefties. There hasn't been, active harassment, threats, doxing. That hasn't happened at all. It's been all the extreme Fandom Menace people, the right wing. Sure, Washington Post. A smaller fandom platform. The most visible Star Wars fan media is made by white men. That's because you ignore all of the women, all of the minorities. You especially ignore the black men. You ignore people like Abu Nas, Damajani. There's a lot of people you seem to ignore and just forget even exist because it doesn't fit Maybe it doesn't fit your narrative? For example, until 2008, the Star Wars website included links to fan podcasts, which I collected for past research. 38 of the 56 shows had male hosts. One had a person of color as a host. Some of these fan media outlets supported the TLJ backlash. For example, Rebel Force Radio, one of the oldest outlets, pivoted to cater to the right-wing audience. No, it couldn't be that Rebel Force Radio recognized what had happened to Disney Lucasfilm, that it had been run by Kathleen Kennedy, an extremist herself, that she hired a bunch of extremists and started producing extremist propaganda. No, can't be that. Can't be that. That would go against the narrative, and we all know how y'all media types like to stick together with the narrative. Fans who felt slighted by TROS's politics will not have a comparable platform. Female, non-white, and LGBTQRSTUV fans control fewer fan outlets. They also experience more online harassment, discouraging them from engaging with the larger fandom. They're all over the Fandom Menace. Oh, but I'm sorry, that goes against your narrative. Less powerful groups of fans are also especially likely to practice transformative fandom, creating new things rather than trying to control the direction of the official Star Wars media. For example, fans disappointed with TROS have already crafted fix-it art, charity fundraisers, and memes celebrating TLJ and favorite characters. Look, The Last Jedi was a cinematic middle finger at the fandom. Even if you don't believe the movie itself was awful and just a complete middle finger at everyone, even people... You have to admit that the backlash to this middle finger by people associated with Disney Lucasfilm has been pretty upsetting. They've doxed people. They've harassed people. They discount them. They call them alt-right. They call them right-wing. They do anything they can to dismiss their valid opinions if it does not conform to the extremist views that they hold, or those that publications like the Washington Post seem to want to uphold. TLJ and the right-wing media, right-wing anti-TLJ content, was helped along by non-Star Wars media as well. Dismay with TLJ was part of the coverage of right-wing cultural grievances in outlets such as The Federalist and National Review, and by alt-right influencers, including Ben Shapiro and Jack Prospect. Alt-right, you're calling Ben Shapiro alt-right? Okay, isn't alt-right like anti-Jew? And you're calling Ben Shapiro... You see, you are so full of shit. I'm glad. This is like two bullshit articles I get to cover back to back. One from that Katie McCourt and now from you. I'm glad to see that y'all are towing the line. You got to get that BS out there. And trust and believe, it will be chronicled, it will be archived, and you will be called out. Websites specializing in right-wing popular culture expanded their Star Wars coverage to capture the anti-TLJ audiences. These platforms also helped right-wing Star Wars outlets grow a new audience. There is no comparable left-wing media ecosystem where anti-TROS fandom can thrive and be monetized to the same extent. And that's complete and utter bullshit. They have been thriving. The shills, the access media, has been thriving for years, pandering to these social aberrations, these extremists. You're full of shit, Washington Post. Bullying the detractors, Last Jedi backlash included extensive online trolling of TLJ defenders. By contrast, since TROS, the major trolling incidents have targeted fans who were disappointed by the film. Everybody was disappointed by the film. You know why everybody was disappointed by the film? Because you catered to left-wing extremists, all right, far left extremists for the previous films, for The Last Jedi especially, and then you did an about-face. Lucasfilm tried to do an about-face and actually give something that the fans might have wanted to see, and they created a hodgepodge mishmash of BS that doesn't make any sense, a completely disjointed trilogy with no coherent storyline whatsoever. Everyone's pissed. Get your facts straight. You don't know what you're talking about. But I digress. The Fandom Menace account manufactured a hoax claiming Reylos were sending death threats to the TROS director. A Reylo fan of controversial romance between TROS protagonists Rey and Ben, Solo, Kylo Ren. BuzzFeed Look, you know, are you serious? Oh, so the facts don't matter. I'm sorry, I forgot who I was talking to, Washington Post. Of course the facts don't matter. Another troll used a temporary account, the Sock Puppet, to provoke one of TROS's stars, John Boyega, into a social media confrontation. Boyega made a series of attention-grabbing posts, a sexually explicit joke, TROS spoilers, and a swipe at Raylo, and a video of himself fighting internet detractors. Yeah, I know, John. John, if you're listening, yeah, they're coming after you now because you dared to stand up for yourself and your friends. This is what we have been going through for years, bro. Have fun. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the Fandom Menace. The troll succeeded in creating negative coverage of people disappointed with TROS. I found 31 headlines on Google News about Boyega's fight with the fans, 15 of them congratulating him for taking on the film's critics. The incident also provoked a wave of retaliation. A study of almost 50,000 tweets related to social media fight uncovered tens of thousands of threatening and abusive messages directed at Boyega's critics, especially Raylo's. The matters of the future of Star Wars, even though neither Boyega nor Raylo is likely to be in future films. Raylo is a mental disorder, by the way. When I reviewed the tweets from the study, I observed that the word Raylo has a de facto secondary usage as a derogatory label for a female fan. What? What? Tweeters mocked women who questioned Boyega's other remarks by calling them Raylos. The Fandom Menace already uses Raylo as a generic epithet. Even people in the Lucasfilm orbit slip into complaining about Raylos to dismiss women's criticisms. Dislike for Raylo has become an all-purpose argument against women's participation in fandom. Again, fake news. Fake news. There's a shit ton of women in the Fandom Menace, but you have no idea, or you ignore that. You're the worst kind of ignorant. You're the worst kind of ignorant. You're willfully ignorant. This kind of trolling is not motivated by affection for TROS, however. It is probably quite many critics of the film. The backlash ends. Outrage against the latest Star Wars has not matched the campaign against TLJ. Given the middling success of TROS, it is possible that most viewers prefer TLJ. How? TROS is perceived as a film that slighted less powerful fans in an effort to please conservative fans. That may be enough to hold backlash in check. Hold the backlash in check. Learn how to edit. Learn how to edit your damn articles. I talked about the new narrative, the new propaganda that was going to be coming out. I talked about that in the last video about Katie McCourt and her excellent propaganda piece, and you can see that here. So this is it. This is going to be the new pitch. You know, they're going to keep running with the we're all alt-right, we're all this and that. You know, we're labels. You know, they're going to throw labels at us, put us all in the same house. Remember, all of you minorities, all of you people in other countries, all of you women out there, you are all sexist, racist, American white men. That is what you are. You are being misidentified and misgendered and missed everything by these woke people. This woke person, Bethany Lacina. This very woke woman. You're all in the same wheelhouse. All right, just remember that. Okay, it doesn't matter what you were born as or what you think you are. You are a white man and you're a conservative and you're alt-right. And so it comes down to this: Bethany is a very skewed person. She does not really seek out facts. She seeks out how to manufacture a narrative. This is something that we've been dealing with for years now. And it doesn't matter, like I said, it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, doesn't matter what your gender is, doesn't matter what your race is or color is, not that any of that shit matters. You are a racist, sexist white man. You are a conservative. You are an American conservative. That's what Bethany thinks of you. And she will pick apart, just like every other propagandist out there, just like Katie McCourt, just like every bullshit extremist publication out there. Any type of extremism, any type. They will pick and choose what facts exist and then create a false narrative. Been dealing with this forever. This is nothing new. This is what it is. So, the Fandom Menace is far from fighting, though thank you, Washington Post, for mentioning the Fandom Menace volumes. Not by name, but I appreciate the free advertisement, and I am indeed going to monetize your BS. This is author Stephen Walton telling y'all be good to each other. Peace. Watch out for the false narrative.
You had best square your ass away and start shitting me Tiffany cufflinks, or I will definitely fuck you up.